All right, so what are we doing today?
I was thinking same thing we did for the ad.
Okay.
That's all right. I don't know if you...
Yeah, it was like, do you prefer like smooth or stubble? It's hard to tell in the video. I think it was smooth. Okay.
I mean, if we can do smooth, that'll be...
Okay, cool. And same deal, no hard part. You like to keep the part natural, but still pretty short up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And what about the top? You're gonna grow that out more? I know you were...
I'm thinking about growing it out.
Just cut what I need to blend it?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man, the curls are looking good.
Likewise.
Thanks, bro. I cut them a little bit recently.
Okay.
So this will be just mid-skin fade. Yeah, a little bit of a drop, because I remember seeing that in the video. So I'm usually, you can start wherever you want, but for his hair length, I don't really need to knock out bulk first. So I'm just gonna start with the skin line. Sometimes you wanna start with like your longest guard first, if they have a lot of bulk. But he comes in pretty consistently, so I can kind of see my lines already. So I'm making my first guideline. I don't do it with the trimmer yet. It's just my routine. I like to do a combination of like down fading. So I do this and then I do my trimmer after, and then I bald it out. I find myself just getting a better blend that way. Yep, lever's all the way closed, and I'm just making the line where I feel happy about it. A big thing that helped me just kind of save unnecessary work is just, you know, I'm gonna skin at the bottom with with so there's no point in going over it twice. So this is just gonna be, I only go down like half an inch or so with the clipper, and you'll see it'll be pretty easy to find my spot with the trimmer when I come up, and I gotta go over it anyway. So hopefully you guys heard him, but basically, you know, right now I'm doing 2 steps to get this bottom line. But Alex here, he uses a clipper. It's a detachable blade. It's a little more powerful, and you get him a lot closer, and he can just do this in one step instead of 2. If I go too high, I'm gonna create a new line for myself later on that I won't be able to get out. So right now it would look fine if I went up there, but later in my steps I would see the problem. It's all but yep. All right, so we got the first part done where the skin line transitioned down to smooth. So now we're gonna start going into longer hair. So I like to open my clipper all the way up, go up about almost an inch. I'm gonna, if you get on the right side of me. Yeah, the taper blade being curved, you know, the bottom blade has a little bit of roundness to it. That helps kind of that tilt motion that I'm doing. If you get a fade blade, it's more straighter, and it's a lot harder to flick out. It's not really meant for that. I mean, you can, but this kind of, it's a lot easier to flick on a round. Yep, still have it halfway open. I'm about to go down to almost closed. So 1 notch down. If you go another one, that's skin, but I'm gonna go the one right after skin. Head away a little bit so I can see. And then I'm gonna use my corner for this part. I do the corner whenever I'm in a really small area and I'm trying to get a line and not bring that line up. Nothing. Yep. Definitely can do that. This section's almost already blended. I'm gonna kind of play with the lever a little bit with this part. Kind of go back into the halfway mark we were just at, and then go back to it. These ones I've only had for maybe 8 months. The other pair I had for like 1.5 years, but they broke on me. I think I dropped, no, I didn't drop them. I think the battery died on me. So the solder on the inside disconnected, so definitely my favorite clippers, the JRLs. If you're from the Wall family, you used Wall. It's definitely a comfortable clipper transitioning to. Just the upgraded version of these, because the upgraded ones came out like a month after I bought these, but you see everybody buy like 100 clippers, and I used to do that and realize I always go back to the same one. So I got 2 here. One I use for beards. Sometimes you'll find some that you like for other types of haircuts. You know, that the blades we were talking about earlier, taper blade and a fade blade. I used to I don't do really flat tops anymore, but whenever I do a flat top, I use the fade blade because it's a straighter blade. So a lot easier freehand things that are more squarish. And I will say the flicking thing we talked about, I would say around the 2 guard is probably the most important guard to flick out, in my opinion. Basically the guard you're gonna use before clipper over comb. It saves you a lot of struggling, and I use the curve of his head to help me with that flick. That's one thing you might have a hard time figuring out when to do that flick motion on the head. It might not feel right. Sometimes you gotta get right to that parietal ridge, which is like this edge right here. And it has a natural curve. So as long as you don't follow that curve, you're gonna be good. You know, there's a slight weight line right here. And you know, one thing you could do is like, if you wanna fade that out a little bit more and you're unsure which guard, you know you just stopped at a 2 up here. So what I like to do if I'm a little lost is bring out the 2 again, try to get it out. You know it's not really gonna do anything, but just do it. And that solved that part of the problem, wasn't that? So now you can go down a step to a 1.5, or just close the lever. And you start to hear it crunch a little bit. So you know it's about the 1.5 area. And if there was still a line, you could close the lever a little bit more and just work your way down until it starts fading out. I like to wet his hair during this part, especially when someone has longer hair and you don't want to use a bunch of clips. But try not to wet the section you're cutting with a clipper because it's not good for your clippers. Just a little bit, just to help hold it over. All right, so I like to grab the hair. I grab even the hair already cut that I don't want to be cutting right now. And I look for the difference in the hair length. When I flicked it, it actually blended it quite a bit already, so it's not going to be a dramatic shelf, but it's still there. So I'm pulling out just a little bit until I see those short hairs go away, and that's what I want to cut right there. I'm keeping a little bit of an angle, going kind of towards me a little bit, while also lifting off the head. Because the water wasn't working. Yeah, now I used the water earlier to kind of keep it out of the way, avoid using extra tools, but he has really unruly hair and it was kind of covering my section here, and I don't want to cut that top section, so really important you don't accidentally nick that. So it looked pretty good. Just kind of doing that angle like I said. You won't have any issues as long as you do that angle, pull out, and you know, when you go up, you can see all this. You don't want to cut that. You want to really make sure you lift out. I'm not seeing anything else, so I think we're good. We can use the thinning shears for minor details. I saw something earlier. Just gonna take out the 1.5 guard, open it all the way. Remember when I first picked up the clippers and I was trying to learn how to cut hair before I even thought of it being a barber. I watched a video on how to fade and I spent like 3 hours doing it, and I was proud of it. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. And then I put on the wrong guard and went right over it, just erased it. I realized I'm not cutting my own hair anymore. Well, it wasn't like that. It looked like an undercut at that point. It was like I had a nice little kind of a fade going, but then it was just like, just gone. All right, this is how you do hairline enhancements for your client. He's new to this field of enhancements, so we're just gonna do a light line up with it. Nothing too crazy. You can do it for the beard or the hairline. What do you think? You think dark brown? I think dark brown. We're gonna do dark brown. Oh, we're busting out the dark brown. These are better to be too light than too dark. Yeah, I was looking at his hair. I'm like, his hair's not that black. All right. It's kind of like spray paint. So shake it up and get your curve. So alcohol removes this away. So any accidental spraying, you can erase. So you just do a light spray far away. One useful thing I feel like would help a lot of people is, you know, I've learned when you're shaving and you try to like grab and stretch the skin, you're slipping because what you just put on. So if you scrape perfectly and grab the section you just shaved, it shouldn't be slippery anymore because you just scraped all the lather off. So just follow your path and make sure you just wipe your hands and the blade off consistently, and just follow your path and move your finger down. The color enhancement, like I see what you mean. Yeah, it's just subtle. It's nothing like in your face. It's just enough to just give that line a little bit more definition.
I guess I just got kind of scared. Like, you know, that's why I was kind of hesitant. But
Yeah.
I see it now. It's not like an extreme.
All right. So you happy with it?
Yeah, I am.
Cool.
I am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. No waxing today? You know, I'm just kidding. I know last time.
Not
One of these
today,
days.
not today.